This photograph pictures young Elizabeth Templeton posing in an area known as the Solway Firth. She is 6 years old and appears alone. But you are not seeing the entire image.
Some believe that there was an alien figure there and that this is captured on film.
Tonight, we expose what could be the first photograph of an extraterrestrial being. An incredible true story that connects alien encounters around the world, reveals the real Men in Black.
These people might not have even been human.
And uncovers an extraterrestrial battle for the most powerful weapon on planet Earth. This is a tale like nothing you have ever heard. Join us as the mystery of the Solway Firth Spaceman is unsealed. A global effort has begun. Secret files hidden from the public for decades, detailing every UFO account, are now available to the public. We are about to uncover the truth behind these classified documents. Find out what the government doesn't want you to know. Unsealed. Alien Files. Exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. Nuclear winter. Plants have been scorched from the Earth. Water has turned to acid. Man has perished, the victim of his own devastating weapons. Alien theorists believe this could be the future of planet Earth, a fate that may have been determined decades ago by a mysterious being in a most unlikely location. The city of Carlisle, United Kingdom. This quiet working community rests near the border of England and Scotland. It is May of 1964, and 4 young men from Liverpool, only 80 miles south, are taking over the world. On a Saturday afternoon, local firefighter Jim Templeton takes his wife and his daughter Elizabeth on an outing to the park near a quiet inlet known as the Solway Firth. They hike to a clearing, stopping to take a picture. But what he is also about to photograph is believed to be the first evidence of an alien being caught on film.
So as Jim Templeton headed to the marsh, the only thing out of the ordinary he noticed was that the animals, the sheep and the cows that were there, were huddled together and acting frightened. But of what?
The girl poses with a little bouquet, and her father snaps the shot. A week later, he picks up the developed film at the chemist. The result is chilling.
Jim Templeton took a series of 3 photographs of his daughter on a single lens reflex camera. On 2 of the photos, nothing unusual was seen. But on the middle picture, what seems to be a strange figure, white clad and wearing some sort of spacesuit and helmet, is visible in the background.
The image runs in the local paper, creating an international sensation. People around the world identify the figure as a being not from our planet. It becomes known as the Solway Firth Spaceman.
In 1964, a case like this was gold dust. Lots of people had a story, but very few people actually had their story backed up with a picture. This really does look like something either from a sci-fi movie or real cutting-edge technology.
But the figure does not appear to be wearing any spacesuit of the era. Could this be the first evidence of an alien being caught on camera?
Skeptics have said that the creature wasn't really a creature, it was a beekeeper in a beekeeping outfit, right? With a mask and protective garments and stuff. But if it's a beekeeper, and Templeton, as he said, reeled off those 3 photos in succession, how could a beekeeper appear in the middle photo, but not in the first 2? It makes no sense.
Nowadays, we're used to the idea that it's easy to fake a photograph with computer programs. Back in 1964, it was a very different story. Indeed, authorities at Kodak, who made the film, were sent this and were asked, is this a fake? They came back and said, no, we see no evidence of any trickery here.
In fact, the image is so eerie, so incredible, that Kodak offers a lifetime supply of film to anyone who can debunk or otherwise explain the image. That prize has never been claimed. But if this figure was in fact an alien being, what was he doing on the Firth that day? And what could it mean to our planet? The answer could reveal the true identity of the Solway Firth Spaceman. And it all begins with a visit from the Men in Black. This is Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. Welcome back to Unsealed, Alien Files. In 1964, Englishman Jim Templeton photographed a figure that would forever be known as the Solway Firth Spaceman. It would ignite a firestorm of media speculation about aliens among us. And the next clue to the spaceman's true identity would come in a chilling visit from two of the most frightening figures in UFO history. Unsealed Case File, The Men in Black.
Shortly after this incident, Jim Templeton was visited by two men. They claimed to be from the authorities and quizzed him about the whole incident. These two individuals were very smartly dressed and all in black. Furthermore, they referred to themselves by numbers. All of this looked very strange.
Templeton would later recall these beings as eerie and sinister. They demand that Templeton drive them to the site where the photo was taken.
They took him to the marsh so that he could show them where he took the photo, as if they were investigating what could have happened on the marsh to get that image in the photo. But when Templeton asked the men for identification, they never showed it. All they said was they worked for Her Majesty's government.
Out on the Solway Firth, the men asked Templeton where he stood and where his daughter sat for the photo. They then ask a surprising and unsettling question. They want to know where he saw the second spaceman. But Templeton never saw a second spaceman. When he insists there was only one, they become strange and hostile.
Why would they have asked him about a second spaceman? Did they know something Templeton did not know? Templeton's suspicions went all the way up to the top of his head. He was bothered by the fact that they said he saw a second spaceman when he didn't, bothered by the fact that they showed him no identification, and bothered by the fact that they seemed to intimidate him and tell him not to talk about this. Templeton refused to give them anything, refused to cooperate with them, and they simply left without doing anything.
The British Ministry of Defense denies ever having investigators on the case, but sightings of these strange men are not limited to the United Kingdom alone. The interrogation Jim Templeton experienced is frighteningly familiar for those who report their alien sightings to the public.
Looking back over the years, a number of UFO sightings have been followed by reports of strange black-clad figures interviewing the witnesses and suggesting very strongly that they don't talk to anyone about what happened. These sinister figures have been dubbed the Men in Black.
Could the strange investigators who questioned Templeton on the Solway Firth have been the real Men in Black?
Almost every event in Templeton's experience matches those of other people that have experienced Men in Black throughout the years. They usually travel in groups of 2 or 3. They're dressed in black. Oftentimes they have large eyes. They're very, very aggressive in the way they handle UFO witnesses.
And the similarities do not end there.
Almost every reputable Men in Black sighting over the last 60 years happened within days of a UFO encounter. But how did they even know where Templeton lived?
These men often show intimate details about their subjects, as though they've been under surveillance. A fact that supports the theory that these investigators are part of an elite government unit controlling the public's knowledge of alien secrets.
According to documents like the Blue Planet Project, these men in black are a splinter group of the Air Force known as the Delta Team. This group's sole purpose is to suppress any public information of UFOs recovered by our government.
But no government agency has ever confirmed their existence.
The way Templeton described these men, it doesn't sound like they're from the government. They were awkward and clumsy. They lacked social graces. Their grammar was a little bit broken. They referred to one another as numbers rather than names. Very strange. But if they're not government, who are they?
Others who have met them face to face also describe strange details that seem decidedly unhuman.
They acted very robotic. They acted almost mechanical. So it leads one to believe, as other people have described these individuals, that these people might not have even been human. Who are these creatures? Are they extraterrestrials? Are they here to intimidate people, to keep them from talking about UFO sightings? Or are they here to find out what the UFO sightings were? Are they an ET investigation team? Not human, but aliens trying to keep human beings from spreading the truth about UFOs.
What could they have been out to find? And did they discover it? The answer could not only reveal the identity of the Solway Firth Spaceman, it might just save every human life on planet Earth. This is Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. Welcome back to Unsealed, Alien Files. In 1964, Jim Templeton photographed a figure perceived around the world as evidence of an alien among us on planet Earth. But who is this mysterious being known as the Solway Firth Spaceman? And was he alone? The answer begins more than half a world away in Woomera, Australia.
Woomera was the test facility running trials with the Blue Streak, which was Great Britain's first intercontinental ballistic missile.
The Blue Streak missile was designed by the British to serve as a nuclear deterrent weapon in the Cold War.
The Blue Streak missile program was without doubt a program of extreme significance for the British government.
The crucial first test for this missile is scheduled for May 24th, 1964. The launch team has prepared months for this moment. But during the countdown, the unthinkable happens. The launch is halted. The reported cause? 2 unknown figures suddenly appearing on the launch pad.
There was ostensibly a video of 2 white-garbed, quote-unquote, spacemen running across the launch pad of this British missile. Now, what's so strange is that these individuals look just like the Solway Firth Spaceman. Templeton himself said that the creatures that were described in the video looked exactly like the creature that was in the photograph.
Men in Black had asked Templeton about a second spaceman that did not appear on camera. Could there be a connection to this pair of figures interfering with the missile launch?
Why were these creatures, assuming they were actually there, interrupting a highly classified missile test launch? What was their objective?
When the missile is finally launched, the test is determined to be a failure. But is this exactly what the alien beings desired? A relationship seemed non-existent until a shocking connection between the 2 incidents came to light. The Blue Streak rocket, tested in Woomera, Australia, had been assembled at RAF Spadenham Base, less than 30 miles from Solway Firth.
So is there a connection between the Solway Firth Spaceman and the Blue Streak missile launch? Blue Streak is exactly the sort of thing that back in 1964, any visiting extraterrestrials would have been most interested in.
For decades, there have been countless incidents connecting man-made ballistic weapons with UFO and alien sightings.
Since we first detonated our nuclear weapon in the 1940s, Many people and experiencers have believed that whether it be a nuclear weapon or some type of missile that is going to deliver that nuclear weapon, that they're drawn to that.
Less than 3 weeks later, a UFO sighting off the coast of California could explain the connection between these mysterious spacemen and lethal missiles. Unsealed case file, the UFO missile attack. Big Sur, California, June 10th, 1964. Just 17 days after Jim Templeton's photograph was taken, another alien form is caught on camera. This time, it is captured by a U.S. Air Force team filming an Atlas test missile.
The similarities between the American Atlas rocket and the British Blue Streak missile were both intercontinental ballistic missiles. They were launch vehicles for ICBMs. They were both launched even though they weren't armed at the time, but both had reported interferences with strange phenomena.
Leading the crew is a lieutenant colonel named Robert Jacobs. According to Jacobs, the missile test fails in the final stage. He has the test footage developed for review. As soon as the footage is processed, Jacobs is ordered to report to his superior officer.
And he saw these two strange men in dark suits. And they asked him what he saw. Well, all Jacobs saw, of course, was the missile rising off its launch pad and arcing over the horizon. Then they showed him the film.
And all of a sudden, it shoots a beam of light into the warhead at the tip of the missile. Moves around, does another one, moves around, does another one, and the warhead falls off.
According to Jacobs, the footage and the men in dark suits disappeared, never to be seen again. Were these men the same men in black who had questioned Jim Templeton only days before? And were they attempting to hide evidence of UFOs attacking our nuclear-capable weapons?
It could mean basically that there's an extraterrestrial culture that's surveilling our planet, very concerned about our use of nuclear weapons and telling us point blank, we will not let you use nuclear weapons. We will interfere with your missiles.
The Solway Firth Spaceman may have been on our planet to disarm nuclear weapons. But what is their goal? And who is hiding under their helmets? The answer will shock you when we return. This is Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. The image of the Solway Firth Spaceman revealed strange visitors attempting to disarm our nuclear weaponry. But what creatures could be under the helmet of this mysterious spaceman?
It's the 1960s. The world was on the brink of war. Who'd be most interested in keeping humans in the 1960s from destroying themselves? Well, the answer is simple. It's other human beings, but other human beings from the future.
Could the spaceman have been a human sent back from the future to prevent nuclear annihilation?
If we invent time travel in the future, wouldn't we try to fix our mistakes in the past?
If true, we may have been saved from an apocalypse of our own design and owe our very existence to the being known as the Solway Firth Spaceman. This is Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth.